My name's Steve Schmidt. I compete in strongman. I have the world record in the Mauser block press, the stone block, shared with Thor, and also an amateur strongman deadlift American record. It greatly depends on the competition itself. If it's like a clean and press for reps, I'm going to be going not so much on strength and a lot more conditioning. So I'm going to train it, as such, clean and press it every week. I usually do my pressing on Saturday with my events, and during the week I have an upper body day with bench and some shoulder stuff. I don't do a ton though of overhead pressing. I do the main bit of it on Saturdays. I'm going to be changing that now and moving it during the week just to see what it does, taking it off that day. But for right now, that's how I always did it. And when I started, it was not very good. That and my bench was real weak. But I just grinded at it. It's been a decade. I was doing powerlifting, and I did that for a few years. And I had always seen strongmen on TV since I was a kid, and really liked it. But I didn't. Back then, it wasn't so well published. You just didn't see it or know it was around, like on the amateur level. I had no idea. And somehow, I can't remember now, I got in touch with Steve Slater. And he made the stone molds and the stones and was famous for that, and the dumbbells. And he was about, 4 hours from here. So I drove down and talked to him. And he made me some stones and just kind of gave me the basics of it, and it just grew from there. It was great. It was amazing. I mean, what I learned there, I still use today. The basic principles, I went into that. I had just trained in local gyms and at home in the yard and in a small building, and read everything, but I had no real instruction. And going there was like just insane. It was just like how you think as far as intensity and craziness and huge numbers. When I went there, my deadlift was 700, and I had been around that for like a year and a half or so just on my own. And within 4 months, I pulled a 765. It was just strictly from Louis breaking me down and finding my weak points. And I didn't know that kind of structure of how they were training in the rotation that they put me in. It's kind of still how we do today. I mean, now I've been working with Mark, but it's kind of based off of that, I think, too. It's like the same mentality and the same sort of rotation, but his training brings a lot more conditioning and muscle endurance into it, exactly what a strength athlete needs. Whitesand was wonderful and gave me an incredible base of strength. And my log is based off how I did my bench there. All my overhead pressing is as far as the rotation, the low numbers, throwing different things, and always trying to keep, I would never, if I was working up to a show and let's say it had a max log, I would not grind out on log every single week. Never. It would just be, for me, it'd be counterintuitive. So, but as far as rep wise, I'm sticking with the doubles, the triples, the singles. It's not, as a break, I would do 8, 10, or 12 reps or something like that, but not. It's low reps and just rotating in acts, or any kind of pressing I can, but keeping it different every week. As far as I know, I'm thinking, back from where the Highland Games got its start, is I know there's a lot of testing stones. Steve Jeck has that book. What is that book called?
Stones of Strength.
Stones of Strength, and it goes over all these famous stones that were used for testing, and who's the strongest guy in the village or the town or whatever that can come over and hoist this stone up, either lap it, pick it up, and if you can press it, man, that's truly the strongest guy out of the group. If everybody else is just lapping it, I think it originates there. And then in the older World's Strongest Man and shows, you get to see a guy. Now it's a cut, usually stone or granite block, back then, and I know they did it a few times in Worlds. I don't think it was in the last few years. I didn't really see it anywhere. And then Paul Mauser, I started noticing he was having these competitions out of West Virginia he was promoting these strongman shows, and they were like throwbacks to old World's Strongest Man. And if you ever seen Pure Strength Challenges, I mean, these are really cool, old, very functional shows, you know, throwing away the barbell and stuff like that, and maybe just picking up random objects. You know, more of where strongman and the old time strength got its start, I would think. And that's how his shows started happening. And then he created, you know, a loadable block and called it the Mauser block, and put it into a show. Everybody went and competed, and that really started it all, kind of bringing it back into vogue. And now you're seeing it everywhere, you know. And that's how I did good at his competition, and then that got me the invite to go compete against Thor, and we did the granite blocks, and you know, the rest is kind of just history. Now I see the block everywhere. It's just like it's who I am. I mean, training wise, and the kinship I have with my friend. Like, my friends are lifters, so it's, and competitors for years, or like with Mark and you guys coming here, we share that, you know, just that it's your life after doing it for so long, or your heart's so into it, it's all you know, and it's what you want to be around. Some things like my pressing is still going, so I'm still super motivated and got goals as far as I would really like to compete against Sedrunas sometime. I've always looked up to him, you know, he's the greatest presser ever. I would love to have that opportunity. That'd be great. But it's just, I don't know, it's been so long, I don't know what I would do without him. Paul Mauser's having America's Strongest Viking September 1st. There's going to be another opportunity for everybody to set block press records, and but it's a full competition, so that's coming up. Then I think 3 weeks later is going to be the Loon Mountain, the New Hampshire Highland Games, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of press. I mean, I know it's going to be a block, but I don't know the specifics yet, if it's me against Thor or what, or just trying to break that 341 stone record. And then after that, I'm not real sure. I got a few, just depends on how my lifts go. Right now, this is, out of the last 3 or 4 years, this is the longest, healthiest I've been. So it's just, if I stay healthy, I have a few opportunities to go do some big shows coming up. I just gotta stay healthy, you know, and get the numbers.
And if people want to get a hold of you, where can they find you at?
On Facebook, or message me on Instagram. I'm on both those. There's a gym page we have that we call Savage Barbell. It has my number on it also. That's on Facebook. You can get a hold of me either way there. It's got my email and stuff.